Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Hunt Lift Eat podcast, brought to you by Hunt Lift Eat Official on Instagram. Carter and Kerri back in the sticks for one last hurrah before you kick everything into high gear for your big move, dude.
Yeah, man. Hopefully it won't be long once I get there that I'll get everything back up and running and be able to jump on some more. And hopefully my new ready room / archery shop / content creation studio / podcast studio. I'm looking forward to it, man. It's going to be good.
Yeah, I was talking with our guest tonight right before we pressed record. We'll go ahead and introduce our guest and then talk about podcast rooms for a second. But today on the podcast, we got Brian Krebs jumping on. Well-experienced podcast host of the Drawn West podcast and 2 Bucks, also avid hunter and homesteader, which I'm excited to talk to you about, man. So Brian, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Kerri, we were just talking before we pushed record about we were looking at the stuff behind each other's shoulders, man, and it's fun kind of building your own space in a new space for what you want to do, right? Because like you make so many videos in your garage, and now we'll have like a blank canvas of what you want it to look like.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think it's important too, man. It kind of shows who you are when you're talking to the guys. Yeah. It's kind of like wearing a Hunt Lift Eat shirt at an expo, right? If I'm trying to sell somebody else's crap when I'm wearing Hunt Lift Eat, it doesn't work. You know what I mean?
Right. Brian, you said you have some plans in the works for your podcast studio setup here. Although the shed's
so I built that shed wall, and building that wall, I realized why I pay taxidermists the money that they charge, because I'm like, never again. The folks can't see it, but down at the bottom there's like real terrain that I built. I like Googled how to build like habitat and and then make it stick and not fall apart. And so there's like 140 antlers on that wall. And I trained my dog to find sheds. So for a long time, that was like my thing. I was the social media shed guy. And it works out really well because I look like a doppelganger from Shed Crazy, Ben and Amani. And so everyone thought I was him. And we both love sheds. And so it worked out really well.
That's awesome. Whatever works, dude.
Yeah. Cool. So we're gonna tune up the studio. I just ordered some new custom tables from a woodworker nearby. And then I'm going to get a different camera, go like full studio camera, backdrop, sit behind like kind of more like a desk, like kind of a news anchor. As lame as that sounds, it's going to be cool though.
Yeah.
Like kind of like a news anchor, but like, not lame.
Yeah. Like right. Yeah. Like a bro news anchor, but just like a better look. Yeah. Up the video quality. Like so much of what we do is video based now. I just want to kind of invest in our video quality.
That's something I need to do too. If I keep doing these podcasts, man, I gotta upgrade the lighting and the actual camera, the mic. I should probably get some headphones because all the real podcasters wear headphones. Me and Carter just kind of wing it. I feel like we're not doing it right.
Dude, I've got like this high-speed mic over here, and it's just sitting on the floor. I just use the audio from my MacBook more often than not, man. Just like record management, it's just more to fool with. Like,
yeah. I bought some headphones off of Amazon. They worked for one podcast, and I couldn't get them to work ever again.
There you go. Well, cool, man. Brian, we're stoked to have you on, dude. It's been a long time coming. Appreciate your flexibility working with my travel schedule this summer, man. But why don't you start from the beginning, man? Why don't you kind of tell us all the way back, your journey into hunting and maybe your experience in the outdoors. What was that like growing up for you? And then, we'll make our way to where we are today.
Awesome. Yeah, happy to. So I grew up and still live in Minnesota, up in the frozen tundra. I don't get to wear cutoffs like Kerri as much as I'd like, but I grew up in a pretty traditional Orange Army family. We did a lot of pheasant hunting. And then we did the typical like 1 week deer gun season, sit in box stands, deer camp type thing. We're super lucky looking back and I didn't really realize it growing up. I kind of just thought everyone's family has like a couple hundred acres to deer hunt. And now doing the podcasting thing and talking to hundreds of people, I realized like, oh yeah, that's like almost nobody. And I didn't really I took it for granted for a long time. Now I realize how blessed that is to just have the access to go hunt. And so we did that. I did that growing up. I couldn't wait to shoot my first deer. Did an absolute horrendous job of it when the time finally came. Track job, the whole 9 yards from start to finish. It was terrible. I was just too much buck fever, and it was a button buck fawn that my dad's like, okay, you can shoot this. And didn't make a great shot. We trailed it. All of a sudden, there we are looking at it eye to eye, 5 feet away in a swamp, and it's not expired yet. And so they had to like, all right, we're going to go back and get the gun. We left that at the 4-wheeler. So there I am sitting in the dark next to this live deer.
Oh, brutal.
I'm like 11 years old. It was a long time. Like it was probably 90 seconds, but it felt like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And I can hear the thing like move, and I'm just like, what do I do? What if they can't find me again? Like we're in the middle of a swamp, and you're not supposed to shoot deer after dark. I get that. Don't call in to Carter and Kerri and send a bunch of hate mail. We don't do it anymore. That was back in the day. But yeah, just the whole 9 yards. And then I was stoked, hooked for life. Started deer hunting with a gun from there on out. And then something clicked where I just thought that I wanted to be cooler than my dad. And the logical choice was bow hunting, right? Because he didn't bow hunt anymore, which is a silly endeavor. It never works to be cooler than your dad. But got a bow. He finally let me buy a bow. Yeah, used bow. And we started bow hunting. And then once got out of college, then it was like, all right, let's start elk hunting. And my brother by that point had started archery elk hunting and built a group. And I joined in after college and have been archery elk hunting ever since. And then that just kind of opened up the floodgates really to like, oh, there is so much opportunity around, whether it's popping over a state to hunt whitetails on public land like you do at home, or going all the way across the country chasing antelope, mule deer, elk, you name it. Like I'm game for it all. Like if I could draw 10 tags a year and get the vacation time and the blessing from the wife, or better yet, now she comes with me, but her vacation time's so hard to come by working at the hospital, I'd go on every one of them. If she could come with me too, I mean, I'd just quit, sell the house and hunt the West all fall.
Yep. I love it, man. It is a bit of an addiction is an understatement, man. Once it gets its talons in you, man, it's got a hold.
Yeah. That's what, like, shed hunting, I felt the addiction come. Like, I can go back to the moment I got addicted, just busting my tail for years to try to find just one shed and couldn't find it. I was asking people to take me with them that found tons of sheds. And, you know, it seems like every time I got invited to come with, it didn't work out. Didn't find anything. They would find maybe one on my farm and then they'd keep it because I didn't really understand like shed etiquette at the time. And I'm like, that's my farm. It's my shed. And and then I got so salty after that one. Just typical teenage like testosterone and like, well, I'm gonna go train my dog how to find sheds. And I took my like 12-year-old black lab and threw a couple cut off antlers in the living room, and he like watched me drop them. So then he went and picked them up. I'm like, see, this isn't that hard. And I brought him up the next morning, and I found the like biggest shed of like the biggest antler on the farm that year. It was a buck that was on the hit list that didn't get shot. And I picked it up, and I'm just like, couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that was possible in life, to feel like that much endorphins rush in at one point to find like that one big antler. And I'm like, this is it. Like, this is what I'm doing for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Dude, I suck at shed hunting. I cannot see them. I just can't see the fucking antlers, man. I found one shed, and that was because I was turkey hunting, which I also suck at. Trying to get tuck into some bushes because I thought, you know, I wanted to shoot a turkey with a bow, which is also not a good idea since I suck at turkey hunting. But I almost sat on a shed. Like, that was the only one that I've ever found. I cannot see them. I'll be with other people, and they're like, there's one. Look, where? You'd have to go pick it up and pull it up. There it is. Okay. Oh, man.
I made a parody on TikTok, like some of the early days of my like social media journey. I was just making parody and funny videos of like shed hunting. like claiming I couldn't find anything, and I don't know how you guys do it. You probably find 20 or 30 a day, and I can't find 2 pieces of deer shit to rub together. And I'd walk by like a hammer, just an absolute slammer shed. And so like a third of the comments would like be like, "Oh, you got to hunt high fences, and you got to," telling me what I'm doing wrong. The other third just thought it was hilarious, and then the like 1/3 of them actually thought I was walking by one and missed one. Like, did you like see that one? And so it blow up. Well, one of the parodies was like, "Oh, I got these new," it was like a pair of sunglasses from the gas station, but I'm like, "Oh, I got these new shed glasses. They make all the shed antlers just glow like a neon sign." Right. And they're going to help you. And then I'd walk right by one. They'd be like, "Yeah, clearly they work." Well, then like the next year, Fungi's or whatever they're called comes out with an actual pair of sunglasses that are supposed to help you find sheds.
Dude, what are they called?
Like Fungi's or Fungi's, I think. It's like, I think they're for like, they started as like moral mushroom hunting sunglasses, and then they made a version for sheds.
Kerri, you love healthy mushrooms, and you love being in the woods.
I'm writing this down on my notes on my phone real fast. Fungi shed hunting / mushroom hunting glasses.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it, but I was like, "Hey, I made that joke last year. You guys stole my idea."
Still waiting on royalties, man.
Yeah.
All right. Real quick, I suck at finding sheds too, man. Tips, tricks, because it's not for lack of effort. I'm clearly just looking in the wrong areas or whatever, wishing too hard.
Yeah, and I mean, I sucked for a long time. I still suck at turkey hunting, so I feel you there. I think a lot of people want so desperately to find sheds on their farm that they hunt. And they're like, "We get big bucks every year. I don't understand. Like, we never find sheds. I hunt it every year." And that was me for a long time. And it took me like 5 years of shed hunting horribly to realize like there's not sheds on our farm. I've covered every inch of it. They're not here. The deer leave in the wintertime. We don't have a wintering farm. And when that started to click, and I was like, all right, well, where are they? And where can I go? And like being willing to like find sheds that you can't hunt or could hunt, but would rather, like, I don't want to hunt public land for a couple of reasons. I don't want to be the asshole that's got hundreds of acres of private, and then I'm going to go steal someone else's, like not steal, but like I'm going to go crash in on people that have no other option just because I want to hunt a different deer. I don't like that. So I don't want to be that guy. I just leave that to other people, but I will shed on public. I have no shame about that. So going to find the deer, like I think that's the big thing. And when you start finding lots of sheds, you start to like be like, oh, this is what good sign looks like in shed season. Yeah. So for example, I've had a couple days where I've hit like 15 to 20 sheds on a day. One weekend I did 20 on public land, and where I was finding them was on food sources, but there was so much deer congregated sign that I was walking on the top of like 2 feet of snow because the snow was like cement from the deer tracks for 50 acres. Yeah. Right. Not just one trail, 50 acres of hard packed snow from the deer. And it's like, that's the sign. Like that's the dream right there. That's where there's 30 antlers within 500 yards of you at any time. And so that's kind of the key I tell everyone is like, keep moving until you find sign where you just, wherever it is in your area. You might not have a farm that's like that big or has like that many deer herded up, but you're still like, you'll be thinking you're on good sign. And then you get into a timber line or a timber patch or a line of cedars or something. And you're like, oh, this is what Brian was talking about, right? Whatever that is for you. And then you start to, piece the puzzle together and you go from there. And then all of a sudden it's like the stuff you used to shed on, you're like, I'm not wasting my time on that. Like that, there might be one antler in that 100-acre woods, but I'm not it's taking me all year to find it. Like I'm going to just move on and find some place where there's, 30, 40 antlers in 100 acres.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes a lot of sense. It's especially now that I have kids, it's like, there's such a low barrier to entry of like, hey, let's go out and look for some sheds. Right. And usually like scouting for turkeys when I'm shed hunting. But yeah, that's definitely something I would like to sharpen my.
The other short answer is get a dog, get a shed dog. regardless of how good or bad your dog is, you'll go more.
Yeah.
Because you just want your dog to find some so bad that you're going out and walking. You're just putting on more miles because you want your dog to find them. Even if your dog never finds one, you'll still find more because you're out there more.
That's good. Yeah, I like that. Cool, man.
I need to train mine. Mine needs a job.
Stop set some of those pet bills.
I wonder if you could get permission to go hunt sheds on that ranch you got on, Kerri.
So I have.
Okay.
Guess how many I found?
Well, wait till you get these glasses. Then you're going to be covered up.
Yeah. No, I've shed. Well, so I kind of started probably a little after shed season. I think most folks do it like February, March timeframe. And I was there in April. So I think probably a lot of the sheds had already been found.
Yeah.
But I have tried.
Yeah. Or squirrels. Like if you're in deep timber, like I imagine, I've never been to Kentucky, but I imagine like the squirrels just wreak havoc on them.
Yeah. Turkey hunt with a friend of mine, actually another team member. But he found it. I didn't find it. We were turkey hunting on his farm, and we found a shed that had just been completely demolished by squirrels, man.
Yeah. That's just a heartbreaker. Like when someone shows me like a 75 or an 80-inch antler that's just demolished from squirrels, it's just like, it makes me just like want to vomit. Like it's just a travesty. It'd be like, I imagine a car guy, if you like pull up and you've got like your Corvette just loaded with bumper stickers. And that guy's just like, dude, you don't deserve that car. I'd just be like, oh man, I feel for you. It's so hard to find an antler of that size and then just to have it just like so close. Like you found it, you just didn't find it fast enough. Yeah. I have a buddy, craziest shed hunter ever. I got him into shed hunting. The first shed hunt I took him on, I got super sick. I don't know what happened, but I was like a couple miles in throwing up, which never happens to me. I never get sick. I don't know if I had a bad sandwich at the gas station or what. And he finds one, like literally while I'm like, and he finds his first shed. And so he gets hooked. And then all of a sudden now he's finding them coyote hunting at night. Luckiest dude I've ever met. He's found like 5 in one night coyote hunting in the middle of the darkness. Just walking around to different coyote sets, like, oh, here's one, and picks it up.
That's luck for sure.
Now, I tell you what I am good at finding are skulls. I find skulls almost every time I step foot in the woods. Whether it's a deer skull, coyote skull, some type of bird. I found, I think it was a rabbit skull, I'm guessing, because of the size. But yeah, I can find dead heads. I just can't find antlers.
Well, if you're finding a lot of deer skulls, maybe that's why you can't find the antlers. They all died.
Yeah.
So, Brian, just pivoting from sheds, and the next time we talk, I'm determined to have some more sheds up on the wall, man. Okay. Impressed. Tell us about, you mentioned your youth growing up in, the hunting world and being exposed to it from your family. Tell me about your first Western hunt, man. What was that like? What was that process like? How old were you? What were you going after? Where were you at?
Yeah. So my first Western hunt, I was 20 or 21. It was the year I graduated college, that first fall. The first Western hunt was I guess if I back up truly, like we did a bunch of Western pheasant hunts when I was like really young, like too young to hunt. I would just walk along. And those I think were where I kind of got that deeper love for like a good road trip hunt. Cause I'm like 9 years old, getting to go on the trip with the guys, right? My brother, my dad, my older cousins, like everyone that's like 10 years older than me and that just like loved spending every single minute with those guys. Like I got to be on the guys trip and I think it kind of brainwashed me into loving road trips and hunting.
Yeah.
Doing all those kinds of things. But my first real Western big game hunt, it was an elk hunt, archery elk hunt. We went up northwestern Montana, like way up by the Idaho Panhandle. Some of the steepest, nastiest black timber terrain I've ever seen. And we got into elk. I mean, we didn't get one. My buddy missed one. Huge bull. All of us were standing there. 7x7, probably like 3 to 320, monster bull. He tried to get over a limb, and a couple things played off of each other, and he ended up hitting it like high in the shoulder, which is like when you're elk hunting, that's not good. And so he spent 2 days tracking it. It met up with some other cows, and it was like, all right, this thing's not even like barely wounded. It's not gonna die. And so I got into close some bulls. I was on full draw on a bull, and I decided not to shoot. And it's like one of those memories that still haunts me. Like, I think I should have shot. There was a small pine tree like on his front leg, and if the shot would have went perfect, I would have just double lunged him, and it would have been great. But if that missed by like an inch, I would have hit like the pine tree bough. And there's like, I just keep playing it over, and this was 10 years ago. I still play this moment over in my mind. Like, I could have just stepped to the right. I could have shot anyway. I'm shooting, like, I would have went right through. There's so many things I'm thinking about. And so who knows? But yeah, that one still haunts me. That was a nice, I call him like a toady 5x5. Like he had like good mass. He just wasn't a big bull yet. Or maybe he was a really old bull and he just had like how he regressed with whitetails. I don't know, but was a great bull. I mean, we shoot raghorns. We shoot anything that's legal. Would have been a great bull. And so, yeah, that was a crazy trip, super hard, super tough country. The first day we did like 15 miles in the rain. Everyone was shot, had to recover. Yeah, it was brutal. The whole drive out there, we get like hit Montana. You're excited to see some terrain. Hit, I forget what the town is. Gosh, what is it? Starts with a B. Not Bozeman, but Billings. You hit Billings, you start to see some mountains, and now you're like, all right, we're here, boys. Like, keep an eye out for elk. And all of a sudden, it's like Missoula, and you're like, this shit keeps getting steeper and steeper and steeper. And by the time we got there, you couldn't even see the top of the mountain out the side of the truck window. And it's like, oh, great. Yeah. So that was the first one. It was a crazy hunt.
It's awesome. And your plan sounds like you plan and budget to go on at least one a year.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I didn't, first of all, I started out not planning. I just went on stuff.
Yeah.
Or budgeting.
Right.
And then the planning started. It's like, I love this. We got to do this every year. Still no budgeting. Right. And then I met my wife and we're dating, and then we're starting to plan a wedding. And it's like, hey, I think the missing thing here is that you don't budget for this. I'm like, oh, yeah, good point. That's why November is a rough month.
That's right.
Yeah, who is this financial wizard?
What is budget?
Every year, November and December are just awful. Like, what's going on? Like, oh, you mean like the season you leave for 6 weeks hunting and then buy everyone presents?
Right.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do. Yep, that's a big part of my life now.
That's awesome. Yeah, I remember one of my earlier hunts when I was, felt like 5 minutes out of college. I had like zero money, and I was like, I'm going on my first hunt because like I'd been watching Meat Eater or whatever. I was like, I can do that. And my buddy Tim was in charge of the food for the trip, right? And once we got the bill at the end of the trip, I was like, holy shit, dude, what did you whoa. We should have addressed this prior to coming out here. Hit me with like a $650, food tab for the week. I was like, are we at the Ritz-Carlton, man? What are we doing?
Yeah, what were you guys eating?
I don't know. He was like, I put it in the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet's smart. I was like, I don't think so, man.
I put it in the spreadsheet. I think he just divided by instead of times or one way or the other.
It's like, what happened, man?
Yeah. No, I talk about that a lot actually on the podcast, like our John West podcast. And before we were on Western Rookie, people probably had heard that show quite a bit. And then now John West, it's really focused actually on the people like us that travel to hunt. We got a week. We got to find a unit, get there, get set up, get on animals, hopefully get one, and be back to work on Monday. And a lot of people, and it just breaks my heart, they're like, oh, my dream is to go on a white or an elk hunt someday. And I'm like, that's your dream? Like, we can knock that sucker out of the park this year. What's holding you back? And they're like, oh, it's just so expensive. I'm like, can you save $20 a week? Can you save $100 a month? Can you save $50 a month? Like, whatever you can do, like I can get you on an elk hunt, man. If you can do $50 a month, we're going on an elk hunt in 3 years. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it takes. Or you can do $100 a month. Great. We're going in a year and a half. It doesn't have to be like this lifelong dream that you don't think is going to be in the cards for you. Like, can you work like 1 extra hour a week at your job? And that's the $20 you need. Like, there's so many things you can do. And so it breaks my heart when someone's like, oh, I don't think it's in the cards for me. You know, I mean, there's a lot of people that are in tough spots, and I get it. Like, I'm not trying to downplay hardships, but I mean, if that's your lifelong dream, like, let's start somewhere. What do we got? Can you sell an old bicycle? I mean,
yeah. Or like, if it's actually your dream, man, then like, let's make some actionable goals and make it happen.
Right.
Because it is so doable. Like, the barrier to entry is not steep.
Yeah.
It's like it is, because I remember at the beginning getting into application systems and draw systems in the different states, and like, it's a bit overwhelming at first, right?
Yeah.
Find a good mentor, reach out to somebody who's done it a few times and is willing to help, like you, and start having those conversations, and then save the money, right? Quit buying, $8 beers at the, at the bar, at the restaurant, or like, hey, maybe buy like a few less cans of Zin every week, or like whatever, White Monsters at the gas station. Like, that money, you're spending the money anyways. You might as well, a good honest look where you can cut expenses and start putting that away. I started putting money away for a guided elk hunt when I got my first job. And I remember posting on like the Rock Slide forum, like, hey, I'm going antelope hunting in Wyoming. That was my first hunt. Is there anybody I can talk to get information? And just like being shit on by like a gazillion middle-aged dudes.
Yeah. Don't come here. There's no antelope left in Wyoming. And you're like, well, I'm pretty sure that's like the state where they're all at. So
right. Yeah, I was asking for help, and everybody's just like, you're looking for a free handout, blah, blah, blah. I got one message back from this dude named Jake Hacker, who was like, he became my Western hunting mentor. Survived the hunt on Instagram. He's the man. He'd actually be great for your show, Brian.
Well, heck yeah.
He works for Tacticam now. And he's like, hey, dude, I host a Western camp every year for like clients. I think he was working for Spy Point at the time. Then he transitioned to Tacticam. He's like, hey, dude, I host a camp for clients. Why don't you and your buddy who drew come out and be in camp with us? I'll send you some waypoints and show you the ropes. It was like one of the kindest things that has ever happened to me in my entire life. Mm-hmm. And, went out there, and it was amazing. It was successful. But like, I remember saying like, oh, dude, archery elk is like, that would be the hunt of a lifetime for me. And he put his hands on my shoulders, and he's like, dude, don't ever say hunt of a lifetime, right? Don't say that. Because if you want to go hunt Dall sheep in Alaska, like, you can. Like, if you want to go archery elk hunt every year or every other year, whatever your budget can, realistically afford, you can. Like, you can do it. Like,
yeah,
it's doable.
Yeah. It is. It is doable for everyone. I think there's an opportunity there, and I think it's just like, how bad do you want it, right? We had you get this, you're a coach. I don't know what sport you coach, Carter, but one of my football coaches, my defensive coordinator and like linebacker coach, he was just like, dude, defense is just who wants it more. Like, how bad do you want that tackle? It's all defenses. And I sucked at it. And so they sent me to offense. But I was like, that it rings true with so many things in life. Like, how bad do you want it? You want a house with a pool? How bad? Bad enough to get 2 jobs? Bad enough to get 3 jobs? Right? Bad enough to go back to college?
Yeah.
But if you want it bad enough, it's possible. Elk hunting is the same way. Like, how bad do you want it? So, what we did, and we kind of went back and forth on how we did this, but we just had a sinking fund. Every month we put money away in this fund. We've set it up. We kind of looked at the numbers on like draws and applications. And now when Abby got done with residency and she's staffing and going on hunts with me, like, well, that doubles everything. So, making sure if it's like $500-600 a month, we just put into one fund. It's the hunting fund, the outdoor fund. And that's fishing trips, hunting trips, applications, any gear we need, taxidermy. That's a big one. I mean, for anyone listening there that's had the fight before where it's like, okay, fine, I guess you can go on the trip with the guys or go to deer camp and like, how much is that going to cost? And you get it approved or whatever. I mean, I don't want it to sound like a negative thing, right? But we've all been there, right? Fall is a stressful time for everyone. We got holidays, family, you're gone, whatever. The last thing you want to do is get back from this epic hunt with this great buck, and you're like, yeah, now I got to drop him off the taxidermist. And they're like, whoa.
Yeah.
What's that? Like, how much is that going to cost, right? And it's fair. Like, you're just dropping $1,000 little, boop, throw this wrench into the monkey fight and see what happens. Like, and so that's a big one. We have a separate sinking fund for taxidermy. We get it to like $1,000 or $2,000 and we just let it sit. If we get a shoulder mount or get it something done, there it is. And then we start filling it back up again. And then when we get, capped off, we let it sit. And we got to the point now where it's like, there's always extra money in the fund, right? Like, we're getting good at hunting. We're not spending as much. We're camping. We're bringing taco meat. Like, we don't bring flaming on like Carter's friend. And it's getting pretty cheap. Like, we can go on an elk hunt for $1,500. You load a truck up with 4 guys and you split meals and everyone brings spaghetti or whatever. You can go on an elk hunt for $1,500.
I mean, you're talking about getting cheaper as you keep doing it too. Like, the gear you bought the first year is probably still going to work for the second year,
Yeah, like, for sure.
Buy quality, spread it out. Like, what I do is I buy little bits of gear. I've got nice gear because I refuse to hunt with shit. Yeah. But I can't buy it all at once, right? So I buy it a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
And then that gear is going to carry me on through years. And then the meals, you'll figure out what works for you, what doesn't work for you. Like, I can tell you that shelf-stable bacon, while being cheap, is not something you want to eat every day, multiple times a day on a long hunt, So you figure that out and you budget for that too,
It's hilarious you brought that up because that's like my go-to snack.
Is it?
Yeah. Pre-cooked, shelf-cooked or shelf-stable Hormel bacon. I get the big packs from Amazon and I split them up and put them in little like daily freeze-dry or vacuum sealed. It'll be like 8 strips of bacon and 2 cheese sticks in this vacuum sealed thing, and then I just open it and eat that.
I spent almost a month. I spent almost a month eating 1 or 2 of those a day.
Strips or packs?
The packs.
Oh, that's a lot, and that's a long time. And I'm guessing you're talking about the sodium. You get a sodium electrolyte imbalance, and then your body lets you know you've messed up.
I think it's just the low quality bacon that they use, But either way, it's delicious. It's delicious a little bit at a time.
But I do have an iron gut.
Yeah, I do not. I do not.
That's hilarious. No, yeah. You get better at it. You get good. The gear you buy for sure. There's some hacks, like some very simple hacks in life to hunt more affordably. Like, number one, become a volunteer firearm safety instructor. In any state. Become a firearm safety instructor. You're doing something really good for hunting, right? You're helping youth get into hunting. You get a ton of discounts being a volunteer firearm and safety instructor. Like 40% off on Vortex, 40% off on Schnee's boots, 40% off on Stealth Cam. The number of places where I'm like, someone will be buying something. I'm like, hey, I can get that for 40% off for you if you want. 30% off on Mystery Ranch packs. You name it. Like, and it's like, I do 2 classes a year. It takes me like 2 Saturdays a year. And I've bought $1,800 scopes for my rifles at 40% off. I mean, like, it adds up fast. Like, and that's something everyone can do. I mean, imagine saving 40% on your hunting budget.
I mean, dude, you're talking about like Guide Fitter, GovX, all those things like that. Almost everybody can qualify for something, like doing something like you said. Yeah. What, 2 Saturdays a year, you said?
Yeah, 2 Saturdays a year. It's all online. You just have to do the field day. Like, if you're a nurse, if you're a firefighter, if you're a Leo, you get great deals, right? Like that, like Guide Fitter and the other ones. But if you got nothing, right? Like, there's no deals for a for-profit electrical engineer. Nothing cool, right? So you got to go the extra step and you got to give a little. But yeah, you can get some awesome deals that way for sure.
Yeah, man. It makes me. It's complicated, right? Because like, it bums me out when dudes miss out on opportunities because they're afraid to ask, don't know who to ask, or I mean, everything is so accessible with ChatGPT. Like, it's not that, like, you can do it, right? But feel free to reach out and ask, kind of thing. But also, like, I don't know, it doesn't have to be more crowded out there when I'm out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a tough call. I feel the same way, dude. I feel the same way. Like, and I feel like, hey, is what I'm doing helping or hurting hunting?
Yeah.
Like, I'm helping a lot of people. I'm making big impacts in a lot of people's life, but I'm also adding some more people out there. So I don't know. I mean, pretty much every state. I mean, I get a lot of flack for that on social media of like, you've wrecked this state. I'm like, dude, every single state in the West except for Colorado and Alaska have a limit to the tags they give out. And Colorado's moving away from it. So I'm not making the trailhead any more packed in Montana than it would have been anyway, because they've been selling out for 40 years.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry that there's more people than you'd like, but I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not sending thousands more people from Minnesota to Montana. There's a cap. It's 19,100 elk tags. It's been that way for a long time, folks. So yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I just want to help people. And I think there's so many people that like the difference you make in their life by like helping them figure out, like that person that made that difference in your life, Carter, with the antelope camp, like that's worth it. I'll take some haters and some trolls for that.
It's the right answer 10 out of 10 times, man. Every single time. I want everybody to experience the same. It's more than just like a location hunt. Like, and it sounds like you've had the same experience hunting out west. Like, I want everybody to experience those same feelings of, you know, waking up in those landscapes and like the miserable hikes and like the hiking to the rain, right?
Yeah, everybody should. And, you know, bringing more hunters into the hunting industry, the hunting game or whatever, like all you're doing is you're adding more people that are going to vote against these, you know, ballot box filling type peoples. Most people aren't going to be like us where they're going to dedicate just about everything about them to hunting. So like, as far as like filling the woods up, those guys are probably still going to do 1 or 2 hunts a year, you know, maybe weekend warrior type guys. They're not in the woods filling it up. The guys who are trolling you, yeah, fuck them, dude. They're making sense, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, I think more people, the best way to make sure that this lasts forever is for more people to care about it.
Yeah.
And that's what I like. And but beyond that, like, I don't give a shit if you hunt or fish or trap or basket weave underwater or bike or bird watch, or maybe you're one of those weirdos that collects poisonous snakes. I don't give a flying rat about what you do. But I hope everyone finds something in their life that makes them as excited as I get when there's a bull bugle and inside 100 yards.
Yeah. And
if that's basket weaving, I hope you find it. If that's collecting poisonous snakes, I don't get it, but I hope you find it. I mean, I just like it. If you don't have something in your life that makes you that uncontrollably excited and will make you do shit that you don't want to do for 360 days a year for those other 5. Like, I just got done at CrossFit. I fucking hate CrossFit. I don't enjoy any part of it, but it's the best single thing you can do without thinking about it to get better at a mountain. You do everything. You run, you lift, you get up on the ground, you get down on the ground, you pull yourself up, you push yourself. I mean, it covers pretty much all the bases except for shooting, and it's never fun. It sucks every time, but I do it just for one thing, so I can hopefully get close enough to an elk to put an arrow or a bullet in it.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought up the physical side of thing. That's, you know, our listeners value that as an important part of the, you know, year-long prep for the hunt, man.
It's important, and I do like it. I don't want to get, I mean, it just sucks every time, but it's a good suck. It's the same suck that like packing out an elk at 10 p.m. on the, you know, death marches. It's a good suck. You got to look back and be like, wow, I did that. Yesterday, I was late. I'm a chubby guy. I don't run fast. And we had a running and deadlifts workout. And it's like, oh, man, I'm going to suck at this. All right, let's go. Well, the last set, the runs get shorter, but the deadlift sets get bigger. And I'm running out of time if I don't want to get time capped. So there I am trying to do 21 unbroken deadlifts at 225, which if anyone's done that, kudos to you. You're a strong individual. Yeah. I probably am not quite that strong, but we did it and I paid for it. But it's like, wow, okay, I did that. That sucked. Like, that was not fun. At 17, your grip starts to fail. And at 21, I was fingertip deadlifting.
Right.
Yeah. And so it's like the same thing with elk hunting. Like, it sucks in the moment, but you look back on it and you're like, I did that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm proud of myself. Like, I pushed myself farther than I thought I could. Yeah. And it sets your baseline higher.
Yeah. And it all connects, right? Like, there's so much growth to be made in the fitness side of the house, right? It's synergistic, and there's so much growth to be made on the hunting side of the house. goals. And if you're not pursuing that growth actively, you are leaving so much, meat on the bone, right? If you're not actively trying to be a better hunter and understand these animals better and understand their habitat and how to read sign and like whatever, right? And then at the same time, push your fitness. Cause like, I'm sure everybody's been if you've been on a Western hunt, you've hit that point where you're like, oh my gosh, like I got to get up that ridge, dude. I don't know. Right. I don't know. And then you're like, yes, like I did it. The training, like it worked, like it's happening.
Yeah. It's incredible. Like the last thing you want to be is the least fit person in your elk group. That's a bad place to be, man. You don't get any breaks. Like they're waiting for you. So by the time you catch up, they take off again. I mean, it's just nothing good happens. And so that's one thing. Like you don't want to be last place. You don't have to be first place. You just don't have to be last place. And you don't want to be the guy that's like when there's elk bugling a mile and a half away, where you're like, oh, I don't know, that's kind of far. Yeah. Maybe we should just go back to camp. And like you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to hunt with that guy either. Like that's a problem. Like if you bring that guy on a camp, oof.
What a bummer.
Yeah, wrecks your week too.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's got me fired up for the fall, man. What's on the docket this fall for you, Brian?
So this fall, Abby and I drew mule deer tags in Colorado. We're really stoked about that limited entry mule deer tags. So we're going to be doing that hunt. This will be our second Western hunt together since we've been married, or since we met. Really, she's a pharmacist, so she was in residency in college, and I'm a couple years older, and I got done a year early, so I was done with school and everything, living life for a long time. And just last year, she's finally like wrapped up everything, got done with residency, started staffing full time, and can actually, take a vacation day. And so we're super stoked. We loved it. I hear a lot of like mixed report when I talk about hunting with my wife. And some guys are like, oh, I don't know if I could do that. Like that's my time. Some guys are like, oh man, dude, isn't it I wish my wife would hunt more. What I found is like, I don't enjoy being away from her for 10 days. I don't 100%. Enjoy her like being bummed that I'm not home. I don't enjoy the conversations and the I miss yous. When she's with me, it's like nothing ever changed. There's nothing. I mean, there is none of that. We're spending time together. We're doing what we love. There's no guilt. There's no how soon are you coming home? There's none of it. None of it. And I get it. I've been there. I've done it all. There's a good reason for spouses to say, when are you coming home, right? Like their life is very intricately connected to yours, right? You guys are working this out. Like they got to know when you're coming home. It's not all negative. Like, oh, how long are you going to be on? But when they come with you, man, it's like next level. Like you can just truly be in the moment. Well, I was like, I don't even care if we go home. I don't give a shit. Like we're just out here in the mountains hanging out together. Like, who cares if our house burns down? Who cares if we don't come back? Like, can we just stay here forever? Like it is truly awesome. So I would recommend it if anyone's spouse wants to try it. Start small. Like don't overload them. Don't drown them from the day one. But yeah, we're stoked for it. So that's the big hunt this year. Then we're going to do a lot of whitetail hunting. She got into saddle hunting, and then she pulled me into saddle hunting. So we've been doing some saddle whitetail stuff. We might hit up a neighbor state if that goes well this year, and we take out early on our farms. And from there, it's kind of going to be the wild, crazy run of like what comes up after that.
That's awesome, man. I appreciate you saying that. I really like dudes who speak positively about their wives. I think it's a great sign of character. Yeah, that was just good to hear. I like that. I'm glad you guys get to do that.
It's a good sign that you found the right one too. I mean, I would assume most people when they get married, they want to marry someone that they love talking about and love being with. But it truly is awesome. Like I always tell her, like, hey, you want to come Canada fishing with us? And she's like, I don't want to spend 5 days on a boat. I'm like, it'll be great. It'll be fun. Like we catch a lot of like you can read. You don't have to stay. I mean, we can go. And like I'm just trying to pull every lever in the book. And she's like, that one I'm not interested in. I'm like, all right, fine. But yeah, I'd love it if she came on every trip with me. Like I honestly mean that. Whether it's a guy's elk camp and she's the only girl and she's cool with that and wants to come, I'd be like, hey, my wife's coming. If you guys don't like it, pound sand. She's coming. Yeah. Like, or we'll go somewhere else. Like I'd rather hunt with her than you anyway. That's where I'm at. the whole thing. Like it's awesome.
She's prettier than you.
Yeah, and yeah, she's my wife, and if we get a tent to ourselves and we're in the mountains,
That's right.
Yeah. So yeah, life is good. So yeah, no, I love it, and I would strongly encourage people, if they are curious, give it a try. We didn't start on it. I mean, we went on a one weekend and a shed hunt, and then we went back home bow hunting our family farm. I mean, we started small, but yeah, start dabbling. Start bringing your wife along, or your husband if you're the wife and your husband doesn't hunt.
Hell yeah.
I agree. Mine goes every year. I do an annual hunt down in South Texas. I actually started guiding last year, but I was a participant before. But yeah, she's been going with me for the past few years. Now, when you're in a blind together, it can be pretty tough, because when you're surrounded by deer and you're looking for one particular one, and your wife is sitting next to you, "Ooh, deer, look at that one, look at that one." Gets a little rough, but other than that, dude, yeah, I totally agree, man. Like it's been awesome having her come down for that one hunting camp. Now, as far as getting her to go sleep in a tent out in the middle of the woods, she's in the Army, and she only does it when the Army tells her to. She's not doing it on her own.
Yeah, fair point, man. I get that, and maybe that'll change. I mean, there's some things that are different a little bit. You kind of gotta meet in the middle on some things, and sometimes that's, hey, we got to look into bringing a camper, or we got to look into maybe getting a motel or a cabin, or you name it. But it's like, okay, I'll figure it out. Like again, back to what we talked about earlier. Oh, if that's the system and that's what it's like, all right, we'll just add $50 a month or whatever, or wait an extra year until we have that part of it saved up, and we can do it that way. But yeah, it's awesome. It's like, deer camp is already great, but then imagine it being with your favorite person in the world.
100%. Yep.
Yeah.
You beat it. This was a good little, surprise part of the conversation, man. I like that. That was good, Brian.
Yeah.
I don't want to run out of time and not talk about what you have going on with in your podcast space, man. So, Can we make a little transition to some podcast talk?
You're the show. You're the host of the show. We can do whatever you want. But yeah, happy to do that for sure.
I want to do my due diligence as show host to highlight what you have going on, man, because you've had some you have some rebranding going on and some transitioning, and you have a cool giveaway going on as well, man. So why don't you start the story wherever you want to start the story, Brian, and catch our listeners up to speed about John West.
Yeah, so John West is our new show. That'll be our flagship show. And I say our and we and all these things to make it sound like we're this big Fortune 80, company. It's me, right? And every now and then my wife holds the camera for me. But it's John West, and it's a new show that we're really focusing now on, like what I said earlier, the folks that leave their home to go do some of these adventures, whether it's across the state to deer camp, you got a weekend there, or across the country to elk or antelope hunting, that you've got, that 7 days, that 10 days, a lot of pressure packed into 1 week. Is this the right spot? Where do we set up camp? What gear do we need? Once we hit the road, we ain't getting it, right? So if we forgot something, how do we get on animals? Never been to this unit before. So we're really excited about that. It's been a long journey to get here. I started the Two Bucks podcast way back in the day. Really about outdoor entrepreneurship. Like that was kind of my passion at the time, was building business, trying to get away from the 9 to 5, build something that I could take full time. And we did that show, and it's still active. 150, 175 episodes there, talking about all kinds of on-tour entrepreneurship, and then a little bit of hunting. And now it's kind of morphed into, like you mentioned, homestead and life and building habitat and deer hunting properties. We're kind of getting more and more into that as time goes on. Well, that led me to getting an offer to lead Western Rookie. And the Western Rookie podcast was already established. It's on the Sportsman's Empire. Super grateful for that opportunity. I really am. I was the host of that show for a couple of years. We did another 100, 150 episodes over there, and had a great time. And it got to the point where I told the big boss, Dan Johnson, Nine Finger Chronicles, I'm sure a lot of people know that name. I was like, hey, man, I want to be you someday. Like, I just want to do this full time. I want to be you. I think I kind of want to like bet on myself and go independent, and what would that look like? And we had a bunch of great conversation about that, and it led to him taking over Western Rookie as the host and me starting Drawn West. And so it was scary. I didn't know how it was going to go, walking away from a really established show, like a ranking podcast on the charts, and just say, hey, I'm going to start over. That was scary. I'm not going to lie. And this last week has been absolutely crazy, inspirational, super grateful. The support we've gotten, we're doing absolutely phenomenal. Couldn't believe the results, really, to be honest with you. We got a lot of fun stuff going on. Like you said, we're giving away a Matthews lift. So if anyone's listening, we're giving away a free bow. No BS, no merch sales, no stickers, or no bullshit to sign up. We're not making any money off of it. We just want to say thank you and get people excited about the new show. So you just sign up with an email. We got a whole bunch of ways you can get more entries to win too. If you're super behind on getting a new bow like I was, and you really want to stack the odds in your favor, they're all free as well. You can do pretty much all of them in 5 minutes and get a whole bunch of entries and stack the odds in your favor. And the cool thing about it, Matthews partnered with Drawn West right from the beginning. They wanted to partner with Western Rookie, and I said, hey, about that. I'm leaving and I'm starting over. You guys want to back out now? No hard feelings. They're like, no, we love it. We love the direction you're taking. Let's do it. And they're, letting us give away a bow. I'm actually buying it, but I just want to make sure they didn't care
right,
to give away. And we're going to order it specifically for the winner, right? So it's not a cookie cutter black 70-30 bow. It's, hey, Carter, you won. What color limbs do you want? What color riser do you want?
Yeah.
What's your draw length? What's your draw weight? Which model do you want? And we're going to order it to match. So I think that's really cool, and that's resonating with people, that they get a bow that they were really excited about. All the colors they wanted, the size they wanted. From start to finish, I wanted them to get something where like, oh my God, this is awesome. This is my new bow. And that's something they're just going to sell or trade to get what they wanted. So really stoked about that.
Yeah. Heck yeah, man. What were you going to say, Kerri?
That's awesome. Yeah.
You better believe I'll be entering.
Do it. Get entered. Get drawnwest.com. Free entry. You get the kind of the email sequence of all the ways you can stack the odds in your favor. I think it's like 180 entries if you do everything. So you get one for entering. You get like 180 if you do the free stuff. So I was like, I want to make sure someone that really needs a bow wins this.
Yeah.
Like if they're like, hey, it's like a new bow's not in the cards. Here you go, great. Or it's like, hey, I've been, barely trying to get into bowing, and I'm shooting this old like 25-year-old bear, and not the bear's bad, but whatever. We've all been there. We've all been that kid that's starting with something that they just like, that was the only option, and then be like, man, it'd be so cool if someone like that won it. So
yeah, that's badass.
Yeah,
it is. That's awesome. A great way to give back to your listeners. And you've been live for a week, is that correct?
Yeah, we've been officially live for a week. Our first episode went up 2 weeks ago because I was on another podcast, and I wanted something in case someone listened to it and like wanted to go over, but the transition wasn't really live or public yet. So we've been public 1 week. We've got 4 episodes up.
Nice.
Numbers have been going great. The feedback's been going great. Super blessed with the support and the fans that we have. And I think it's just something that's cool about the podcast community that it's easy to forget about. And I think you guys have probably experienced it where you're like, I don't know if this is working. But on the other side, like there's people that have listened to hundreds and hundreds of hours of you guys talk. And it's like, they'll reach out and they'll say something and you're like, how did you know that?
Yeah.
Right. But they're your best friend.
Yeah.
You just don't know it because they've been listening to you for so long. And then they when you get an opportunity to see some of that support and feedback, you're like, oh, this is crazy. Like there's some people out here that like really, really engage. And like, they remember what I said a year ago.
Yeah. It's funny, man. Kerri and I talked about this last night. Like we both got a phone call this past week from a listener. And sometimes you're like, I've been doing this for 4 years and never miss an episode. And like, all you can do is like keep putting out episodes consistently sometimes. Right. And you're already light years ahead of everyone else, right? Most people quit in the first 3 months, right? Most podcasts fail in the first 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's a grind, right?
Yeah.
Finding, scheduling, editing, like blah, 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 trying to do it all. And we got a phone call from a listener that was like, life-changing is not being hyperbolic, is it, Kerri? Like, it was a cool phone call. It's but it was a phone call.
Yeah. You're using big fancy words, man. Remember, I dropped out of college.
Got a phone call from a listener that was like, hey, I just experienced like this, horrible travesty in my personal life, but thank you for the show, because it's giving me some sort of semblance of normalcy, right? Something to hold on to, and like things are okay. And I was like, dude, I thought we were just like a bunch of dummies, like talking about.
Well, I mean, we are. That's why it was some sense of normalcy for him.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, people learn about you, and you're like, how did you know that? Right?
Yeah.
What's happening?
That's the cool thing.
I had a guy in PA at the Great American Outdoor Show just recognized me by my voice. He's like, "Oh shit, you're the guy on the podcast." I'm like, "You mean people listen to this?"
Yeah. It's weird. The people, like, when you do this, and it's like they'll say something to you, like someone from your personal life, right? And they're like, dude, that last episode or that last piece of social media content was hilarious. And you're just like, whoa, you listen to the podcast? Like, I wasn't planning on you listening to the podcast.
Yeah. That's good, man. I'm glad it's been successful, and I'm excited for your pivot here. And we're happy to help support it, and happy to have you on here, man. And hopefully our listeners, there's some crossover, right? You said something earlier that the owner of Hunt Lift Eat says all the time, high tides raise all ships. And there's plenty of room at the table in the hunting world, man. Plenty of room at the table. And, the name of the game is good people helping out good people, being authentic and growing organically, man.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. There's a huge community of people like you guys, like me, like some of the people we all talk to, that they're all engaged and want to see this continue to grow together. And I love it. Like, I have a loose buddy, right? I've met him a couple times in person. We've done a bunch of podcasts together. He's number one right now in Wilderness Podcasts. It's awesome. Everyone should go check out his show. Super happy for him. But I'm going to text him and be like, hey, man, I'm coming for your spot. Like, I'm 30 behind you, but we're coming. In a good spirit. Like, hey, I love what you're doing. I'm super happy for you. And let's do this thing together. And so I think that's super cool about the community on both sides, creators, listeners, podcasters, coming together, helping each other out. It's awesome to see, and I'd love to continue to see more of it.
Yeah. That's well put, man. I love it. All right, I got one, we're rolling up on an hour here, man. I got one serious-ish question, and then one, maybe two homestead questions for you, if that's cool.
All right, let's do it. I was worried. I was like, man, we didn't get to the homestead stuff. He said he wanted to talk about that, but
we can do that. So I'm curious.
We could do a whole nother episode on that, but just, real quick on the podcasting stuff, man, you have a lot of episodes under your belt and a lot of experience. What has, and we don't get to talk to a lot of other podcasters, right? What is this whole podcasting is like kind of crazy when you take a step back and you're like, oh, I'm just like talking to a computer and like people listen to it, right? It's like wild. What has it taught you, personally? What are some of your takeaways from the pursuit here? Because I very well understand the time it takes to go into it, and you're a one-man show, and the editing and the scheduling and the media, putting out the media posts, and it's a lot, dude. It's felt like a fourth job for me for a long time, in a good way, not in an unrewarding way. But what are some of your kind of takeaways there?
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing about podcasting is you can do it at whatever level you want to do it at. I have a good friend, and he started podcasting on his iPhone with a set of earbuds. And he got to a really high show. I mean, I think he got up to like third on Apple Podcasts at one point. I mean, so you can do it at whatever level. I'm helping a buddy right now. He's 16, 17 years old. He wanted to do a shed hunting podcast. And we met personally a long time ago in shed camp. And he asked me to help him. And it's like, he's doing it, he's getting started. does he have everything super polished and full production, huge backer, branded? No, but he's doing what he loves, and he's doing it at his level. And then there's other shows. I mean, if you want to go down the rabbit hole, you can. I mean, I've spent the last 2 weeks straight creating assets and templates and branded content and rebranding and all. I mean, I spent 3 hours making a topo map just for a background on our imaging from where I shot my first elk. No one's going to know that except for your listeners now. You guys get a secret little golden egg and nugget here, Easter egg. But I spent 4 hours on that. People are like, oh, that's cool. They don't realize that like that one thing, that's like one layer on my artwork took 4 hours. And someone's going to write and be like, oh, well, you could have done this and it would have been 30 seconds. But I think that's one thing. It's just you can do it at whatever level you want to do it at. And there's a lot of ways you can do that. But when you want to do it at a big level, and if you're like I really would love to take this full time someday. That's my dream.
Yeah.
You got to really learn some time management skills, some planning skills. I mean, you go on an elk hunt for 2 weeks, you got like 6 episodes you got to record, right? You got to get the 2 before, you got to get the 2 during, you got to get the 2 after, because in that whole 6-week stretch, you're not booking nukes, you're not recording, you're not editing. You got to get back into the game. And if you don't want to miss a week, I mean, it's not just going on vacation anymore. So you learn a lot of personal development skills, for sure. And then the next one is just you learn how much people genuinely, how big of an impact you're making in their life, right? Podcasting is one of those things where it's like people only listen if they want to listen. So your listeners are there for a reason. They value you. They value your thoughts. They value what you're saying. And that's why they're there. And it matters. You're making a difference in people's lives. And I think that's the one like big eye opener that you kind of just want people to listen at first. You're like, I just want people to listen to my show and I want to grow it. But then you like realize like, whoa, like these people like really listen. They really like this show, or like they really pay attention, and like you're making a difference. Like I'm getting emails like, hey, love the show. Went on my first antelope hunt because I listened and like learned how to point points in, or I just got my first whatever because I listened to the show. And you're like, wow, we're making an actual difference in people's lives. And so probably the biggest kind of things I've like learned that I wasn't really like planning on learning, I guess. I don't know how to put it. I don't know what I was planning when I started this, but those are some things that I picked up along the way.
I like it, man. That's a great answer. It's complex, and I'm glad it's still pulling you in a positive direction you want to pursue. I hope you get to take it full time, man.
Yeah.
All right, tell me about your chickens.
About the chickens.
Yeah, dude. I saw your video making your brooder box, which was nice. Looked great. Nice and clean, good looking brooder box. What kind of chickens do you have? How many you got?
So when we moved in, so we got super fortunate, and I'm not going to go into the whole story, but basically my wife brought me to the Twin Cities in Minnesota, and I'm like, oh, there goes my chances of ever living on land, right? And sure enough, God's grace or whatever, we get in the house market and we pop up a 40-acre farmstead in our budget, in our driving distance limit, everything. It's got a shop, it's got 40 acres of hunting land, it's finished house. I mean, everything. And so we jumped on it, and it came with the chicken coop. And we weren't planning to be chicken people. We weren't even planning to be farmstead people. We were just looking for a house with like hopefully an acre. And so since we had the chicken coop, and we genuinely like caring about the food we eat. Like I've been drinking a protein shake this whole time. Like I gotta track my macros. And so we're like, oh, that sounds good. Like healthier. I eat a lot of eggs to get protein in, like 6 a day. And so we got some chickens last year, and we got like these bantams that are supposed to like eat bugs, but they're terrible. And then we got some random layers from Tractor Supply, and they lay good eggs, but then the bantams like teach them bad habits, like laying eggs on the floor or anywhere. And so we did that last year, and this year we're like, all right, we're doing it right. We're getting a bunch of layers, and my wife wants this eggscape, right? Like for anyone that's not into the chicken world, stay out or dive in. Those are the only 2 options. But it's like where you get a green and a brown and a white and a blue. Like they want the rainbow. So we ordered a bunch of chickens to get that. Well, in the meantime, while the chicks were coming, a fox ate like half of our old chickens. So now I'm trying to learn how to trap foxes while I'm trying to keep chickens alive. And I'm like, we ordered 20 chickens. So I'm like, well, how much? And you start doing the math, like, oh shit, I need like a giant brooder. and we can't put them in the coop because the coop doesn't separate them. Like the old chicks will kill the old chickens will kill the chicks, and so it's like this whole thing. So yeah, I'm learning by the seat of my pants, folks. Like a lot of my personal social media is like redneck engineering. Like, how can I design a chicken coop for $50 that can host 20 chickens?
I love it.
I'm about to do exactly that, man. We similar story, man. I'm getting ready to move. We just found this perfect place. Wasn't expecting it to be, it's only 10 acres. It's not quite the 40, but still wasn't expecting it to have everything out there. And it's got a chicken coop out there. And I eat 6 to 8 eggs a day as well. And so my wife's like, we're getting chickens. I'm like, shh, we're getting chickens. So I'm about to dive into it too, man.
You learn along the way.
It's the same, it's like hunting is the most expensive way to put like meat in your freezer. Chickens are the same way. It's like such a money pit, but it's like the most rewarding thing in the world. Like,
I would actually say the opposite. If the coop comes already, like if you already got the coop, it's pretty
building
cheap.
A coop is expensive, but if you have one already, you're right.
Right. Like for Kerri's perfect. Like if you're eating 8 eggs a day, like I don't know the math. I mean, a bag of chicken feed's like $15 for us, and it was lasting like a month.
Yeah.
And so we were selling eggs actually at the end before our fox came in and wiped out half our flock. But it's like the eggs were basically free.
Yeah.
Right. And so if you there's kind of if you can hack it and you can get a decent coop or a free coop, I think you can come out a little ahead, but it is like the time wise, it's probably not the most efficient.
You definitely break even. Do you sell eggs to your CrossFit gym? Because I used to sell them to a CrossFit gym. Like a lot of money. Like they were willing to pay like $6 a dozen.
Well, now like normal eggs are $6 a dozen, or they used to be. I think it's coming down. But so we were selling them literally $6 a dozen. And we sold like 3-4 dozen before the fox came. And now with the 20, I mean, we'll get in theory like 20 to 24 eggs a day with the new ones and the old ones. And so we'll be selling like a dozen a day, or a dozen or 2 dozen a day. So it's a good way. A little side effort, a little side hustle.
There's your retirement plan right there, man. You're rich in eggs.
Rich in eggs.
I'll probably just eat them all.
The other best part, Kerri, is you don't waste any food anymore. You never waste any food. All your scraps go to your chickens, and it's like the best feeling in the world. It's all.
There's some like random ones though that they like absolutely can't eat.
Yeah, kind of like. Yeah.
You're like, oh, you just feed it to the chicken, and then my wife's like, can they eat that? And you Google it, and it's like, yeah, actually, there's like this huge toxin in that's going to kill your whole flock. And you're like, oh, all right, never mind. Because you get so used to just giving them anything. Banana peels, old fruit, trimmings, like deer carcasses. I put a whole deer carcass, and they just pick it clean. And you get the highest protein, darkest yolk eggs ever. You got to go get the bones out, but you're just used to giving them everything. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, yeah, by the way, they can't eat avocado. And you're like, oh.
Yeah. No chocolate, no raw potatoes, no citrus. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some weird things. They're cool, man.
So you said no. You said avocado? No avocado?
I think that was on the list. They can't eat especially the skins.
The skin, yeah.
Yeah.
No avocado, no citrus, and no chocolate. Got it.
And no raw
potatoes. Just ChatGPT it. Ask AI.
Asking for a list. That's awesome. I love chickens. I've had them for like 12 years now. They're the best. I love them. Yeah.
Do you just eat because they'll stop laying eggs after a while? Do you just eat them then, or what?
Yeah.
No, they're not very tasty to eat, especially when they're old.
Yeah.
They're really stringy and tough. I mean, it's like a bad pheasant even. The meat chickens, it's like a whole. And I would love to get into meat chickens, but I haven't got the approval from my board of directors yet. But that's like 7 weeks, and they're done from hatch to frying pan. And they grow up so fast and so big, like there's no toughness in them at all.
Yeah.
I don't keep roosters. We don't have to turn this into a chicken podcast, but I don't keep roosters because they're annoying, and they usually end up in a crock pot or my compost pile, because when they're in the crock pot, they just get real stringy, and it's just like the juice is worth the squeeze. But they're for sure like more pets for us than they are like future meals.
Yeah.
Cool. love following along on your homesteading journey, Brian. If you have any chicken questions, you let me know, man.
Will do. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of them. We're still getting used to the chicken. That's kind of that was the big learning curve when we got to the homestead, for sure.
Yeah. That's good, man. Cool, dude. We're rolling up over an hour here, man, but really enjoyed this, man. Appreciate connecting online, man, and hearing about everything that you have going on. And hopefully our listeners will come over and support the Drawn West podcast as well, and get signed up to win that bow, man.
Yeah, get signed up, get your name in the hat. Hopefully somebody that's deserving and super excited wins it. And it's been an honor to be here. It really has, folks. Kind of when this guy set up, I told my wife, I'm like, dude, I'm doing the Hunt Lift Eat podcast tonight. And she's like, really? And so it's been an honor to be here.
Yeah, dude, we appreciate it. You got anything, Kerri?
Oh man, it's no avocados, no potato. No, I'm definitely gonna be following along, man, and watching your homesteading journey so I can learn too. I'm gonna let you make all the mistakes, and then show me so that way I don't make them.
There you
go. Don't pass foxes anymore. I passed this fox twice bow hunting, and then another time in the backyard.
Yeah,
hit me in the butt. She's cute, but she's got to go.
Gotta go. Hell yeah. Well, we appreciate it, Brian. Looking forward to chatting again sometime, man.
Yeah.
And listeners, as always, we appreciate the hell out of you guys. We'll talk to you next week.